Yo, what's up, guys? Figured we would go through some plays. I also saw Underdog Fantasy had a promo. I think unfortunately, the game just started, but I think they're going to be adding another pick. They got a little payout boost or something like that. But, if someone wants to put in the chat when they add the promo back up, that would be great. But anyways, without further ado, I didn't realize baseball games start this early in the day. Without further ado, we can kind of start looking for some picks on Underdog, Jock Market, PrizePicks, really wherever there's value. Again, there's some good promos as well. You use FanDuel, stuff like that. There's some good promos. 50% profit boost for Thursday Night Football. I mean, 50% profit boost means plus 200 goes to plus 300. Like, that's a huge leg up. And, you could hedge and make a guaranteed profit. There's a lot of different strategies you can use. But if we just go to FanDuel and we look at, the NFL, we can kind of see, what bets maybe do you want to go with for your 50% profit boost? So Lions minus 8.5, plus 300. FanDuel's giving you the best line. Other books at plus 260. So you're getting a 50% profit boost on FanDuel. So you would be getting plus 450, right? With the profit boost, plus 300 goes to plus 450. With the 50% profit boost, which is pretty good, right? If we go back here, you're literally getting double the odds on other sports books. You're getting plus 450. And you can see WinBet, if this is a sports book you use, WinBet's in a lot of states, they have the Packers, the opposite side of the market, at minus 133. So what you could always do is you could just arbitrage bet that if you wanted to. Again, I'm not sure how much the promo is for, but if you could get the Packers plus 8.5 at minus 333, again, it's small wins, but, obviously it adds up pretty quickly because FanDuel is always running promos like this. So I'm not sure what the max bet size for the promo is. Maybe it's $20. If it's $20, bet 450, at plus 450 odds on the Lions. You got minus 333, so you could hedge on WinBet 84.60 to make a guaranteed 540. But anyways, without further ado, let's start to look for some bets. Oh, baby. So here we go. Here's another, this play looks pretty good on, you can see this plays on Fliff. Plus 155. You can also see it's arbitrage to DraftKings, right? So, when the plus number is bigger than the minus number, you can bet on both sports books, make a risk-free profit. But what I should actually do is let me change this to, display capture, just so I can pull up Fliff, because currently I'm on a Chrome tab. But anyways, what we can do is we can go here, and let's just log out. Let's log back into Fliff. And then we want to bet the Marlins-Mets game under 3.5 runs at plus 155, right? Pinnacle all the way down at plus 136. Bovada all the way down at plus 120. So plus 155 seems pretty solid. So we'll have an early MLB bet for today. So let's go here and let's go to the Marlins game. And again, what's great about Fliff is it's a sports book wherever you are in the country. I think there's 3 states it's not legal: Alabama, Georgia, Washington, something like that. But, DraftKings is only legal in 15 states. Or 10 or 13, whatever it is. Whereas you can see right here, Fliff, what's great about it, did they already move the odds? Shit. So you can see I was trying, no, they didn't. Under 3.5 plus 155. So this is exactly what we want to lock in. They have a max bet size of 250, so I'm just going to hit it for the max. So it's okay, that's cool. And you can see if you wanted to, again, this is arbitrage. DraftKings has the over at minus 150, right? So what you could do is what arbitrage is win these books. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Look at this shit. Oh my God. This is fucking crazy. Take a look at this. They have the Golden Knights at minus 135. What are they doing? So, again, what's really powerful about sports betting is this game is today. And look at how big they are screwing up lines on Fliff. Where are the Golden Knights? Minus 135. It's shit, I got to redeposit. So anyways, what we can do is I'll hit this. That's crazy. Everyone make sure you bet this, minus 135. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go here. I'll put some coins on it. Coins are like the free version. And let me buy some more. So let's go. Let's go, Wells Fargo. Let's get it going, bro. Minus 135. That's crazy. And if you have FanDuel, they have the opposite side of the market at plus 230. You guys got onto the best live stream ever. This is crazy. So hopefully, you guys tail this. So I'm trying to move quickly. Minus 135. So I think I can get like another 95 bucks down, something like that. 98 bucks, 99 maybe even. Let's try. How much are they going to let me bet more? 96.58 more. And because they have a max bet size of this is crazy, man. So now I have 250 total on the Golden Knights at this is crazy. Hopefully everyone's hitting it. Damian Lillard to the Bucks. That's wild. But anyways, hopefully everyone hits this bet, and also hopefully you see why it's so crazy good. Right? FanDuel has, so this is arbitrage, right? Arbitrage, bet on 2 sportsbooks, make a risk-free profit. So what you could do, you could make a risk-free profit of 53.81, which is crazy. So if you go here and you go to, what's a good example? So we have the Golden Knights, right? And who are they playing? So NHL preseason, who would have thought it was this profitable? So obviously one of these hockey teams has to win. It's either going to be the Golden Knights or it's going to be the Kings, right? So they're plus 230 and minus 135, and then this is FanDuel. So what you'd want to do is, if you have access to FanDuel, is just go to FanDuel. You can kind of round this calculator, right? Nope, it should be the opposite. And then this is VGK, right? So did I get this right? 250. So if we just round FanDuel, like round to 130, I mean, don't sketch out the sports books, that kind of a normal number. So you can see here, we can go through our profit. And so either the Kings are going to win the game or VGK is going to win, right? There's one of 2 outcomes. So then we can go through our profit in both cases, right? So if the Kings win, right, we lose on FanDuel, 130 bucks. And then on Fliff, we're up 250 times 100 over 135. We're up 185 bucks. We make $55 a profit. Now, if the Kings win, so you're kind of like hedging for a win. It's like buying a stock for 10, selling it for 11. On FanDuel, right? If the Kings win, we're up 130 times 2.3. Right? We're betting 130 bucks at plus 230 odds. And then on Fliff, we're down 250. So we make $49. That's fucking insane. We just made $50 risk-free on this live stream. And the reason, it's very clear that Fliff is the one screwing up here. I mean, right? You have DraftKings, you have FanDuel, both with this at crazy big arbitrage bets. So, I mean, we can check out other sports books as well. If there's any other, look at this, right? You have every other book pricing this at minus 290. I don't know what Fliff is thinking right now. I don't know what they're thinking on a lot of these plays, though. Look at this. They moved this line to plus 180 that we just bet, and all the other books are at plus 120. So you can see there's a lot of other arbitrage bets and stuff like that. But I'm probably boring everyone. Also, this is a new YouTube channel, so make sure to subscribe. This is my personal one. But anyways, we just, obviously got a good bet on Fliff. So what I'm going to do now is let me go back to just sharing, my Chrome. And then we can go back to, kind of these fantasy platforms. We just had our fun on, what's it called? We just had our fun on Fliff for the day. So we can go back here. We need Tua under 286.5 yards. And so many people, it's like, oh, I won't take a Tua under. I'll never take a Tua under. Oh, he's so good. Oh, he's favored to win MVP. But we got crazy value, and you can see this play is no longer available. We got crazy early value. We caught Underdog sleeping. They're already 10 yards lower at 276.5. right? I'm never going to call anything a lock in sports betting, but it's always about finding plays with an edge, finding value. And you can see now if you wanted to, right, what you could do is if you use PointsBet or if you use, what are some of the other books you could use? Fanatics has his line at 270 half. All these books, just kind of looking at the sportsbook screen, you could middle this, right? We have his under 286 half. I'm in for the max I can. So what I could do is I could head over to like FanDuel or whatever and bet some over 271 half. And then I have this like 15-yard middle. It's like shorting a stock at 286.50 and then you buy it back at 271.50 if you wanted to. I mean, I'm not saying I'm going to do that. But that's just like the benefit, you can always middle bet stuff. Anyways, let's go through some bets. Oh, baby, we got Lamar Jackson. Okay, where do you all want to start? So what we can do is, so this play I'm all over, but it's good. So I'm not really sure what Underdog Fantasy is doing here. So let's go to the positive EV tool. Like, what is Fliff doing here? If you didn't, all these other books have this plus 110. It's a crazy big arb. It's plus 180 on Fliff. That's crazy, right? So I'm going to start building a slip on JockMKT as well. So JockMKT is, a cool sports book. So let me put in Underdog and JockMKT. So this play is on JockMKT. It's also on Underdog Fantasy. Damn, Damian Lillard. That's crazy. I wonder, so ESPN is now going to be Damian Lillard and Taylor Swift. So let's go back here. So we can pull up Musgrave and we can take his under 3.5 receptions, right? So again, like the market very clearly has him heavily favored to go under, right? On Underdog Fantasy, we've said this before, but on Underdog Fantasy, right, they don't change your payout based on you selecting over versus under. Right? You're always getting a 3x payout. So this is the strategy for beating them. You look for spots where sportsbooks have an under very heavily favored. So you can see this plays on JockMKT, right? It's also on, it's also on Underdog Fantasy. So if you don't use JockMKT yet, I recommend, signing up. More books is always, it's always a good thing. Oh, shit. Now we got some plays for Sunday coming up. We got Diggs. Right? So sharp sports betting. What is more fun than that? So let's go to Diggs. We want Diggs over 6.5 receptions. Why do we want to take Diggs as over? I mean, it's probably going to be a close game against the Dolphins, probably going to be passing the ball a lot. But you can see here, all the sports books have Diggs heavily favored to go over. And a lot of people will say, yo, why can't I just bet this on PrizePicks? Bro, the play isn't on PrizePicks. You look at PrizePicks, they don't have Diggs at 6.5. Anyways, let's go back here, right? So if we go here, Diggs, they don't even have a receptions line up yet. So, the more books you got, kind of the better. So some of these soccer plays are quite interesting. Justin Fields, oh my gosh. So you can see books are dropping lines like crazy. Damn, you can see there's a ton of esports line discrepancies too between JockMKT and Underdog, right? So look at this play, Grizz. If we go here, what we can do is we can go to CSGO, right? So all books have Diggs heavily favored to go over. This is a platform where they don't change your payout based on you selecting over versus under. So obviously we want to take his over. So here it's just like, yo, right? Like, granted, you only have 2 data points here. What's great about what's great about betting on football is you have, let me make sure my screen didn't freeze. So it didn't. Damn, we got a crazy game. How often do your bets get canceled? Not often. Did you do the arbitrage? No, I didn't complete the arbitrage bet because the reason I didn't complete it is you can see Fliff is the one that is screwing up. So you could either take the risk-free profit of $50, but it's also pretty clear Fliff is the side that is making a mistake. So that's what I'm going to go with. But anyways, you can see here some crazy big discrepancies. Oh my God. Oh my God. So another thing to mention is I am going to take Kanya not to score a run, right? Is it's arbitrage with FanDuel, implied arbitrage. And I know that sounds like a weird term, but again, whenever arbitrage exists, right, when you can place equal and opposite bets like here, you could, if you have BetMGM and Fliff, let's say you have $250 max bet size on Fliff, you could make a risk-free $14 betting the over, betting the under, right? So whenever arbitrage exists, by definition, one of the bets has to be profitable, right? You can't have risk-free money exist. So either FanDuel is screwing up here or Underdog screwing up here, because Underdog is minus 122 odds for 3 pick entries. But anyways, so I have 5 picks on Underdog, right? Or 4 picks on Underdog. I'm going to end up going with a 5 pick insured entry. So pull these up. I mean, I want to move quickly. I hate when the lines move when, we're trying to bet something. So ideally pull it up so you can see Diggs. All the sports books have them heavily favored to go over. That is a great bet to go with. Oh, God. Let's go. Well, this I don't love pairing, right? I don't love pairing Wicks with Musgrave because they're on the same team. What do we have? We have Kanya. We have Harris. So what I will do is I'll take Adames to go under as well. So again, this is positively correlated with Kanye's under. They're both on the Brewers. So if Kanye goes under, Adames is more likely to go under as well. So here we have a great play. Runs and same team runs cannot be combined. So Underdog Fantasy getting a little smart on us. They're not going to let us do that. So we could venture down and take a Chris Bryant, something like that. Again, some of these plays, I'm not saying they're bad. I'm just saying, well, let's go to PrizePicks. Some of these soccer line discrepancies are just I don't know that much about soccer betting, the rules between sports books. I don't want to act like I'm an expert. But if we go to Serie A, for example, so let's go to Serie A. Nope. I feel like I'm going to miss some of these picks because I'm moving so fucking slow. Although I assume everyone's tied up with the Dame news. So hopefully all the sports books are thinking about their futures lines. So let's go to shots attempted. And we can take a look at him. Yeah, so this looks good enough. I mean, right, Underdog has the line at 2. I mean, granted, it's only 2 data points. But you can see FanDuel has the line lower on him. So I'm going to go with this. And here we go. $100 is my max bet size. A lot of people ask me about unit sizing. This is my max bet size. So here you can see beautiful play, right? Again, why is the play on Diggs so good, right? Let's go back here, and what we can do is we can just filter for, come on, speed up. So we can just filter for Underdog and Jock Market. So, again, Underdog Fantasy is a platform where you're always getting the same payout. So the only rational thing to do is follow the fucking data, right? If all the sports books have the over heavily favored, that means Diggs is more likely to go over in receptions, right? If all the books have Musgrave favored to go under, that means he's favored to go under, right? So we're literally just, following the data. And then these 2 plays, right? This was arbitrage with FanDuel, so we know either FanDuel or Underdog is off. And then for the soccer play, it's it's pretty clear. Underdog 2, other books at 1.5. Again, I'm not trying to do any rocket science here, but what we can do is we can go to Jock Market as well. We have this play on Musgrave, so what we can do is we can just kind of so let's just do this. Let's take a look. So we have this play on Musgrave, which is really good, right? So Underdog Fantasy, I can only bet, a max of $100. So here, what we could do, an option that we have is, damn. Player outs, passing touchdowns. So let's do this. Player outs, passing touchdowns, and then let's get rid of hits. Okay, so let's check out this. Let's see what we got available. We got a lot of esports plays. I'd assume Underdog is the sharper side, smarter than smarter. Damn, look at these line discrepancies. College football starting to pop up, right? Graham Mertz. 195.5 on JockMarket, 208.5 on PrizePicks. On FanDuel. So that's crazy. Right? But anyways, so like this play seems decent, So if we check out Goff passing attempts, man, there's a lot more value than this morning when we were looking. So if we look at Goff passing attempts, it's saying, take his under. Although we already have Musgrave, so you want to think about, do these things pair well together? Yo, I said get them ready. Dude, you see what I'm going to bet? You see things you can bet, I'll try to move a little slower, but dude, I don't got all day here. So anyways, here's what we went with. If one of them moved, play a 4-pick entry with insurance. It shouldn't be maybe it's on too much of a delay. I'll have to look into it. But you can see here, JockMarket has the line at 35. All the other books have the line at 34.5, 33.5. So maybe some value on the under. You can see there's some line discrepancies for college football as well that are popping up. But what we can do is we can focus on these CSGO plays. So we can always filter this fantasy optimizer. Again, it's just showing you data. Nothing complicated going on. So again, a lot of these line discrepancies are between JockMarket and Underdog. So you could middle bet them. You could do whatever you wanted. So what we can do is we can pair Musgrave with Grizz under 33.5 and Chop. We want to take both overs. Well, they're in the same game. So all these line discrepancies are in the same game. Oh my gosh. So all these line discrepancies are, in the same game. So we should only take the top one, which is Grizz over 33.5. You could hedge on Underdog, take the under 36.5. You're literally creating your own Taco Tuesday, right? You're taking the over 33.5. Anyways. So what else? Is there a final pair? So now let's get rid of CSGO because all these plays are for the same game. And we can kind of take a look. Anything we want to go with on Underdog. So we have this play on Musgrave. Maybe it's fine to take Goff. I mean, I don't think that's the end of the world. Goff passing attempts and Musgrave receptions. So we could take something like that. I know college football isn't available everywhere, and they already bumped this down to 34.5 actually. So that's not even going to work. So I don't know. But long story short, you could take this play Musgrave. We already have it on Underdog, the more popular platform. So let's just kind of skip it over. Although they maybe just remove that as well. But what we can do is we can go to PrizePicks. Okay, we got some early PrizePicks bets for tomorrow. So what we can do, also, where's this next Underdog Fantasy promo? They're supposed to be running, here we go, so Lindor. Right, now we got a promo on Lindor. And again, if you didn't subscribe to the YouTube, go ahead, do that. Click the subscribe button. But anyways, let's go back to Underdog. So Underdog, I'm not going to be able to use any of the same picks, but we can still, it's always the same strategy. People always love to people always want some crazy shit and want to overcomplicate sports betting. It's like you find plays with an edge, you make money long term. There's no rocket science. And there's different strategies, arbitrage, whatever, but there's no magic way, here's how you're going to win a $1 to win, $1 billion parlay. So here, it kind of seems like PrizePicks is the one screwing up, right? They have this line at 1 for Nicolo Barella. Just looking at the sportsbook screen, FanDuel has his line at 1.5 with the over favored, DraftKings 2.5. So like OddsJam just points out these line discrepancies. You can ultimately like, you know, kind of, you could middle bet some of these. Did PrizePicks really just lock this? Bro. I hate PrizePicks. Anyways, we can see here. Or did the game just start? I don't know. But anyways, you can see PrizePicks just locked this. Maybe because the game's starting. Who knows? But a lot of... this play, you know, is interesting too. FanDuel has this line at 4.5. A lot of these games are about to start, though. But what we can do is we can go here. Let's go back to Underdog. And let's take a look. Although we do have this play on Jordan Love on PrizePicks, right, from the positive EV tool. So again, like PrizePicks, platform, they don't change your payout. Based on you playing the over versus the under. So I want to take this. Oh, fuck. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go here. I'm going to go to Wick, and I'm going to take him under 18.5. I like this play. So, again, on Underdog Fantasy, right, very simple. So, we're getting this promo on Lindor. So, what we can do is we can go to NFL receiving yards, and we can take a look at Wick and just, you know, what's the deal here. So, you can see, like, all the books kind of have him at 18.5. DraftKings has the under favored. Pinnacle has the under pretty heavily favored. Maybe a little bit of value. So let's put in Underdog as well. ParlayPlay we can put in as well. JockMKT. All the fantasy sites, why not? So here's still the play on Musgrave, but we already bet that, so I'm not going to be able to rebet it. So what we can do, and again, if you're just tuning in, you know, here's what we locked in just now. 2 implied arbitrage plays, 2 from the EV tool. And then this play just looked solid. The game's about to start. So now you have a sweat for a random Wednesday afternoon on a random soccer game on a random player you probably have never heard about. So we can go here, and we can try to find some PrizePicks plays. Carroll made 2 bases. Do I have a bet on Carroll? I don't think I have a bet on Carroll. But anyways, what we can do is we can go here. So the first thing we got to decide for this Underdog promo is, do we want to take the over or do we want to take the under for their boosted payout? We have to take as hits plus runs plus RBIs. So again, Underdog Fantasy, they don't change your payout based on you selecting over versus under. So what we can do is we can go here and we can go to batter props and we can go to hits plus runs plus RBIs, and we want to look at Lindor, right? So you can see, like, really it looks like his over and his under is roughly equally juiced. So we shouldn't lean to pick a particular side. So we can play here hits plus runs plus RBIs, and we can take a look at, what's this guy's name again? Lindor, right? So you can see here, like, there's really no juice in the market. It looks like his under maybe is a touch favored on some books. But in general, it doesn't really matter if you want to take his over or his under. I'll take his under because I'll be different. So what we can do is we can go back here and we can reload this. All the soccer games should be starting. So what we could do is, if you bet the over 33.5 on JockMKT, maybe you're like, oh, you know, I already have the over 33.5. Maybe I'll take some under 36.5. Put on a nice little middle bet. Buy it at 33.5. Sell it at 36.5. It's not a horrible idea. Party astronauts. So Bijan, right? We already have Diggs over 6.5. So a lot of these plays we already got on. So we got Musgrave, we got Trevor Lawrence. And again, we're getting a payout boost. So what we can always do, because we're getting a payout boost, and again, you want to go with 3-pick entries. So, and we can kind of go through the math behind this too. I do love unders in the MLB. I'm a sucker for an under. So we could do something like this. I'm actually not even positive if taking a 3-pick entry is optimal. So what we can do, I mean, if we really want to figure it out, what we could do is, right, we can go to Underdog, right, this little spreadsheet I made breaking down their payouts. So you can see here, right, like Josh Lowe is heavily favored to not score a run, right? So all the books are telling you, hey, he's probably not going to score a run, right? He's minus 140 to score a run. Did we already bet that, though? Who did I already bet on? No. I bet Kanya and I bet Harris. So we're good on this guy. Right? Oh, now you can see DraftKings has his over a little favored. So maybe we switch this to an over. Right? But you can see Josh Lowe, right? He's heavily favored to go under, right? To not score a run, which is good. That's exactly what we want to see. So we can get rid of, if we want to do all baseball, because a lot of these NFL ones we've already locked in. So Josh Lowe is, 54.46% to go under. So he's roughly a 55 favorite to go under, 45% over, 55% under, 45% over. Should make sense. His under's favored, right? So let's just say, right? So now for this 3-pick entry, we're getting an 8x payout, right? So we're getting an 8x payout. And let's say we can win our bets 54% of the time. We're picking plays with a win rate around 54%. So let's just put in 54%. So our ROI for a 3-pick entry is going to be 26%. Okay. So now for a 4-pick entry, you're getting a 13x payout. So what we can do is we can go here, 4 picks with no insurance. So I have to change this. Now we're getting a 13x payout, right? And let's say we can win 54% of our plays. You're going to have a lower ROI than if you do a 3-pick entry and you can win 54 and your plays have a win rate of 54%. So it's okay, that's interesting. What we want to do, 26% again for 3-pick entries, ROI, is what we can do is we can finally look at 5-pick entries, right? So 54%, right? You're getting a 25x payout now. So it would be only 15% ROI. So again, you want to go with the 3-pick entry. So what we can end up going with is this. Boom, 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 boom. And that's what I'm going to go with. And again, all these plays are roughly the same. With the payout boost on Underdog, basically whatever you take is going to be really profitable. If we wanted to, we could always say, fuck that. Let's do NFL picks. You don't have to do Jerry Jeudy. So what we could do is we could say, okay, let's take Jerry Jeudy under. I mean, if you wanted to go with NFL picks, it doesn't really matter. You can see Bucks in general have his under favored for Lindor. But if we wanted to do, again, 3-pick entries are optimal for this promo. So if we wanted to do a, ParlayPlay has his line at 55.5, so I'm not in love with this 53.5. We already took Diggs. We already took Musgrave. Graham Mertz, Mac Jones to throw an interception. Seems like sportsbooks have his over a little favored. I mean, whatever. I'm just going to go with this 3-pick entry. We'll do baseball. I know you could do football. It's only $10 max bet size. 3 picks right here is what I'll go ahead and I'll lock in. And I'll give people time to bet it who want to bet it. And again, if you want to double down on this play on Musgrave, I have no idea why it's still available, but it's really good, right? Literally every book has his under. Bet Online, really sharp sports book, has his under heavily favored. All the books have his under heavily favored. I have no idea what Underdog Fantasy is doing. But, man, that play on Fliff was crazy. Can't believe we got that. So, that's always a good day when you can get down a bet that profitable. I mean, insane. on Fliff. $50 you could have arbed it for. So we can go here. We can add in Fliff. And again, if you use FanDuel, Caesars, whatever, there's good bets there. Browns under 21.5 team total. Buffalo, money line. There's good bets on all these sports books. More books you have, the better type of thing. And a lot of these books are on promos too. I just don't have all day. We can't go through all these promos. I mean, it's literally a full-time job. All these books are giving out free money, payout boost, stuff like that. So if you're just tuning in, this is what we hit for the Underdog Fantasy promo. And here's what we have in, here's the previous 5-pick entry. We locked in on Underdog Fantasy. So obviously one of these games started, but the other 4 picks, I'm sure some of them are still available. So what we can do next is we can check out the arbitrage tool. We can see if Fliff is, screwing up any other lines like crazy. Doesn't really look like it, so we can go to all sports books. So a lot on Play Now. I have no idea what that sports book is, but again, Play Alberta seems to have some good bets. Obviously, I'm not in Alberta. Don't think I know anything about Alberta, but if you're in Alberta, looks like you got a really profitable sports book on your hands. So you can see here just a lot of bets in general. But what we should do is let's get rid of this and let's just do all Colorado sports books or something. Colorado is a big sports book, or a big place for sports books. All fantasy books, so I can add in fantasy books as well. Why not? So Betway versus Tipico. I mean, there's a lot of arbitrage bets. Again, this is how I started sports betting. Make a risk-free profit. Player touchdowns. This play's interesting, right? Like Tony, you can get him. So Fliff has him favored to go under. So if you either want to take his over or his under for touchdowns, here's a really good spot, right? His over is -115. That's probably the best price you're going to find. His under is +117 on Hot Streak if you want to include it in a Hot Streak entry. Damn. Crazy. So what we can do next, here's another one, but anyways, Aaron Judge, what we can do is we can go to the positive EV tool. And let's check out some of these plays. Let's see where the value is. Let's see how things kind of shake out. Does anyone know if the Underdog Fantasy, it works the same way? On PrizePicks, it is you bet your bonus money from the deposit first. I think Boglore, I think it's the same on Underdog. PrizePicks, please. Okay, PrizePicks. Did we already do a PrizePicks? So I guess we didn't do a PrizePicks, but we can take a look at PrizePicks. And we can see if there's anything. If there's no value, I obviously won't, force a bet. But anything we like. Glasnow under 17.5 outs. Brian Bello under 16.5 outs. Dawson Knox under 24.5 receiving yards. St. Brown under 6.5 receptions. I mean, there's some decent plays, but again, nothing crazy. So we can do one. I mean, we can do a small one. Obviously, I'm just not gonna, if there's a play I'm in love with, I'll tell you I'm in love with it, but this is not something I see that I'm in love with. So let's go back here. What we could do is we could start building it. So if we go here to Brian Bello, right, we can start taking a look. So, I mean, you can see here, we can actually just take a look at the market. So, MLB player outs, if we take a look at Bello, it's like PrizePicks has this line at 16.5, Underdog's 15.5, Sportsbooks are 15.5 in general. again, like 15.5 versus 16.5, like there's key numbers, right? At the end of an inning, 17.5 versus 18.5, 6 innings is a bigger deal, is a big deal. Glasnow looks good, but still, probably has a little bit of value. So if you were in love with the play, what we could take, and I mean, I'll ride with you guys, but again, not going to act like it's the craziest bet I've ever placed or the best bet I've ever placed. So I do like this play on Josh Jacobs still, which is great. But again, so I think it's going to be all unders is what we're going to end up going with. So we have Glasnow under, and then, sure, Dawson Knox under in receiving yards. Or we could go... So on PrizePicks, right? So you can see here, again, OddsJam is just showing you discrepancies in the market. There's really nothing that complicated. So if we check out, her Dallas forward, what we can do is we can go here, so let's check it out. Man, minus 270 favorites, but you can see here, her points line is lower, 16.5, so maybe some value on the under 17.5. I mean, this is just a parade of unders. It seems like is where the value is on PrizePicks, so we can go with a 6 flex. I mean, why the fuck not, right? Dawson Knox under in receiving yards. So again, it's like all these books are data points. So if we go here and we go to, let's pull up my little PrizePicks spreadsheet. So Pinnacle right here is known to be one of the sharper, smarter, more sophisticated sports books, whatever you want to call it. So if we go to the Bills game, right, you can see right here, if we just kind of pull up the odds, what's the deal? You can see Dawson Knox, they have him heavily favored to go under in receiving yards. So what did they just move? What did they move on us? I don't even know what they just moved. Not Josh Jacobs, not Bello. What's the difference between these two? Will they let us bet it together? Maximum is $10. If they let us bet it together, that would be funny. Nope, cannot include the same player. So this play seems good, right? PrizePicks is a platform where they're going to give us the same payout if we take the over or the under. So obviously we want to take the under if one of the sharpest, most sophisticated bookmakers is telling us the under's favored. And on PrizePicks, when you go through the math behind this platform, all you got to do is win 54.25% of your picks to be profitable. So what did they move on us? Can't even figure it out. I don't know. I have no idea what they moved. Oh, Jordan Love. So, whatever. Anyways, here's what we can go with. 6 good picks that we can roll with. And what we can see as well is just PrizePicks has some of these touchdown lines up where we found some good success. Obviously not every play is going to win, but you can take a look here. Have they dropped lines on interesting. Okay, so you can see here, again, not a lot of sports books have two-way markets. You only want to look at the sports books that have two-way markets, right, on a player to score a touchdown. So if you look right here, right, Tyreek Hill, FanDuel has him to score a touchdown at minus 140, but that's a one-way market, right? If you look at the other sports books, they have him, Fliff has his under-favored minus 150, just looking at the sportsbook screen, Hard Rock. So if we go to Jefferson, right, his under is favored, but just a little favored, right? Minus 125 here, whereas Tyreek Hill was a big favorite to go under, minus 150. Again, on PrizePicks, it's all about your win rate. So what about Mixon? It looks like they're dropping all these TD lines. Oh, baby. So actually, let's cancel this PrizePicks entry. Let's cancel it because I found better picks. Not that those plays are awful, but I like Mixon to not score a touchdown, right? He's minus 160 to not score a touchdown, right? That plays crazy good. So we can go here and probably one of the best plays on PrizePicks. So we can look up, no really value here. There's really no juice in either direction. I mean, sure. I guess I'm taking him. So, you can see Josh Jacobs favored to go under, but this play on Mixon's definitely the best, right? And again, I follow a very data-driven approach. I never get emotional about my bets or whatever. So let's look up Walker and Kelsey too. Kenneth Walker. So you can see he's an underdog to score. And the reason we know he's an underdog to score is, plus 150. Oh my gosh. So all these plays look pretty good. And then we can go here to Kelsey. Oh, but you don't have Travis Kelsey up? It's like, what are you doing? Anyways, Mixon and Walker are the best plays, right? And again, I'm saying this always from a data perspective. A lot of people will be like, oh, you didn't see Mixon scored on Monday? And it's like, bro, that's not how I bet, right? So you can see here, every sportsbook has Mixon, looking at the sportsbook screen, heavily favored to go under, right? It's just the data. We're not doing anything complicated here. So what we can do is we now have these 3 really good picks. What I can do is I can go back here and we can just filter for PrizePicks and just be like, okay, now let's find, some other plays we can pair with it. So if we go here to PrizePicks, where the fuck is PrizePicks, bro? Oh, here, PrizePicks. So, this play seems decent. Taking Glasnow's under. You can see here, line movement chart, whatever, but let's go back here too. So we can go to the fantasy optimizer. What kind of sucks though is I usually don't want to take picks, and we've been crushing it on ParlayPlay recently. So again, this platform kind of sucks. It has relatively low betting limits, but even with some bad beats, Audric Estime, right? We had him over 73.5. We still won $150, but we would have won 1.5K if we would have gone over. This play we cashed. I mean, we've just been cashing like crazy. Although the under, this is the worst beat ever. James Conner, under 17.5 receiving yards. Homie has 18. He probably actually had 17, and they're just lying to us. We should actually probably make sure that we're not getting fucked here. So let's look at the Cardinals-Cowboys game. Let's make sure he actually had 18 yards. Bruh. I swear, if we're, sometimes it's worth checking. So you can see he did unfortunately have 18 yards. If anyone works at ESPN, try to stat correct that shit. But anyways, let's go back here. So we have 3 really good picks on PrizePicks. Okay. So what we want to do is we want to look for some pairs that we can go with. So what I can do is look for some pairs that we can go with. So again, this play on Bello, maybe that's a play you want to go with. Whatever. We'll take this play on Glasnow. What I was saying is ParlayPlay also has his lineup, and ParlayPlay has a bit better payouts than PrizePicks. So what I'm going to do is go crazy here. St. Brown under 6.5 receptions. So a lot of these picks are very good. Oh, shoot. I want to take him out. I apologize. So I'm going to empty. PrizePicks only gives me very low betting limits. So don't take that, too crazily. Again, this play on Graham Mertz, we have 3 really good touchdown bets. What you could always do is hedge. Oh, fuck. Let's, look at this. 89.5, 91.5. PrizePicks has the line at 94.5. So what we could do is create a little college football, NFL, MLB slip. And the first 3 picks are so good, we just need to find things to pair it with because 5 flex entries are a lot better. Right? So what we can do is we can hit this for 25. Okay. And then I'm going to get rid of this play. And we can just kind of like break it up a little. So we can take another MLB pick. Right? And again, like I'm not saying, you're kind of just like diversifying a little bit. So we can take him to go under half of a base. And again, if you like a certain play better, you can feel free to take it. Again, I don't have much I'm available. I don't have much I'm available to that I can bet. So I'm just kind of trying to spread it out. So we also have St. Brown under 6.5 receptions. I mean, it's very simple. All the sports books have his under heavily favored. So I'm going to take his under as well, right? So we can go here and we can take his under 6.5 receptions. And again, if there's any plays you prefer, you can always go with them. I'm not saying know this stuff best. So we can always go here, right? And we can take him under 6.5. As you'll see, they'll cut me off here in a second, and I fucking hate PrizePicks for this, is if we go here and I go to, Sabale, we take her under 17.5 points. Again, we went through that play previously. We'll see if they still let me bet. Usually they limit me. So they do take this entry, but you'll see will they keep letting me bet? Usually they cut me off after a few slips in a day. Maximum daily amount is $4,000. It's like, what do you mean? So we can go here and we could always, again, add in some random League of Legends play. So maybe we go here. And will they let us bet? So we can see here, they're not even going to let me bet anything more. I'm tapped out now on PrizePicks for the day, for another 9 hours until we hit midnight Eastern. But you can see there's some good options. And again, these Mixon and Kenneth Walker are ridiculously good picks. So again, if you want to take their over, PrizePicks is -119, right? If you go through on PrizePicks, for example, a lot of people talk about betting on point spreads. You'll often hear it said when you're betting on point spreads, Detroit Lions, if you're betting on over-unders at -110 juice, -110 juice is most typical. Bet 11 to win back 10. Bet 11 to win back 10. When you're betting at -110, you have to win 52.4% of your bets to be profitable. So every odd has an associated probability, right? What this means is if you're betting on point spreads and totals at -110 odds, you have to win, 52.3% of your bets to be profitable. If you can win your point spread and total bets at -110 55% of the time, you're a professional sports bettor, right? You could do that full time. Just winning 55% of your picks, only losing 45, right? If you lose, if you win less than 52.3% of your, point spread bets, then you're not going to make money. So on PrizePicks, we said you have to win 54.25% of your bets to be profitable. That just means -119 odds. So PrizePicks is -119 odds on both the over and the under. So if you look at a play like Kenneth Walker, where does he go? I swear it was just here. There we go, Walker, right? Why would you bet him to score a touchdown on PrizePicks at -119 when their sportsbook's offering you +120? You're getting ripped off. You don't want to get ripped off. But the best play on the board is Mixon. So again, you can kind of pair it with whatever you want, but there's a lot of good options. Yeah. What are you saying about Brown? Do we have a play on Brown? We have a play on A.J. Brown. I don't think I have a play on A.J. Brown on Underdog. But you can see 6 versus 6.5. There's a discrepancy in the market. But anyways, we'll call it a day for now. And there are some other good bets, I'm sure, but I'll be back on live later. I think I got kind of distracted